Good morning, students. Let us solve the problems one by one of motion in a plane, fourth chapter. First problem. An object is launched from a cliff 20 meters above the ground at an angle of 30 degrees above the horizontal with an initial speed of 30 meters per second. How far horizontally does the object travel before landing on the ground? It's a simple problem. Let's see how to solve this. See, first let us understand what is a cliff. Is a cliff is simply some like a tower. This is 20 meters from the ground level above the ground. From this, with a object has been thrown with initial speed 30 meters per second, making 30 degrees with horizontal. So this is initial velocity V naught and making angle 30 degrees. So what happens? The body goes like this and falls down and reaches to the ground. This is a problem scenario. This is a ground point and this is landing point. Now we need to calculate what is the horizontal distance that has been covered, right? Now here the V naught value is given, which is equals to 30 meters per second. Theta is equal to 30 degrees. Now we need to calculate horizontal distance x. Here we need to categorize the components. This is called as V naught x component and this is called as V naught y component. Here V naught x is equal to V naught cos theta 30 degrees, which is there. V naught y is equal to V naught sin 30. This was discussed in the last session, in the last projectile problems also. Now we know that the velocity along x direction. So in order to calculate the time, in order to calculate the x distance, we need to calculate time. So simply I apply the formula as if I take this is a reference. Now the height of the tower or cliff is taken as negative downward. Now the formula is minus h is equal to v naught y t minus of gt square. Of course plus of at square is there, but I place a is equal to minus g, then it has become minus of gt square. So height of the uh, cliff is minus 20. V naught y is equals to V naught sine 30 minus of into g value is given in the problem, you have to take it as 10 and t square. Of course we have forgot t here. So 20 is equals to V naught value 30 sin 30 1 by 2 into t and minus 5t square. So now 20 15t minus 5t square. We will divide with 5 so that it can be simplified. Minus 4 is equal to 3t minus t square, right? Now let's say left side t square minus 3t minus 4 is equal to 0. Let us factorize the things. T square minus 4t plus t minus 4 is equals to 0. I'll take t common here. T minus 4 plus t minus 4 is equals to 0. So t plus 1 into t minus 4 is equal to 0. As time is not negative, we will choose it as t minus 4 is equal to 0, then t is equal to 4 seconds. Right? Now the time we obtained it as the time of launching to the time of landing. That this is called the total time called t. Now we need to calculate x. X is equal to horizontal velocity into time. What is horizontal velocity? That is in the projectile, that is constant throughout the motion. V naught cos theta into t. V naught is equals to 30, which is given in the problem, and cos 30, which is there in the problem, and time that has been calculated by us. Now 4. So how to write? 30 into root 3 by 2 into 4. 30 into root 3 by 2 by 4, which is equivalent to 2 to the and 60 root 3 meters. So what is this? Now we will take it as x is equals to 60 root 3 meters. That is asked in the problem. Next problem. From a point on the ground, a particle is projected with initial velocity u such that horizontal range is maximum. So we need to project or launch a body so that the range has to be maximum. Find the average velocity during its ascent. Ascent. What is meant by ascent? The time which is reaching to maximum height, that time is called as a time of ascent. Right? Now it's a simple problem. We'll understand. What is range? Actually, range formula you know very well, which is equal to V naught square sine 2 theta by g. So in order to make it maximum, if you substitute theta is equal to 45 degrees, so that it becomes sine 90, which is 1. So range is maximum. Range is maximum. So indirectly it is indicating that the body has been projected with 45 degrees so that it acquires a maximum. Now we need to understand with the diagram, a simple projectile diagram. So this is a body which is projected so that range is maximum. Initial velocity V naught, which is making 45 degrees so that the range is maximum. So this is called as range from point of launching to point of landing on the ground. So range maximum, so theta can be chosen 45 degrees, and this is called as maximum point height and the time which is taken to reach up to that level, which is called as time t, which is called as time of ascent. So from here to here the time. Now remember, we need to understand one important thing is that here the x component of velocity is there, but y component of velocity becomes 0 here. At maximum height, the y component of velocity becomes 0. Now here, this is called as v naught x. This is called as v naught y component and initial velocity components. Now how do I write v naught? V naught is equal to v naught xi vector form, v naught y j. So V naught vector is equal to, V naught means V naught cos theta I plus V naught sin theta j. V naught is equal to, V naught I am writing as it is, cos 45 I, V naught sin 45 j. Right? This is a simple problem. Now at this particular point that has been reaching time of ascent, we will take it as velocity v, which is called as, like, let us say final velocity. That is second point. This is called as initial velocity, this is final velocity. When you want to write final velocity vector, which is equals to simply v naught xi only, because throughout the motion, so it has only uh, constant v naught x or vx value, but y value, v naught y value or vy value changing, means vertical component of velocity throughout the motion of projectile is changing, horizontal component of velocity remains constant, right? So what is this? V naught cos 45 I. So here initial velocity which obtained, final velocity we obtained. What is meant by average velocity? Average velocity is equals to initial velocity plus final velocity by 2. So this is called as average velocity. Now we just use substitute initial velocity over here, final velocity over here, you will get in vector form, that is average velocity vector. Now substitute initial velocity, final velocity, what we have written in the problem. So v naught cos 45 I, v naught sin 45 j plus v naught cos 45 I by 2. So average velocity, so 2 v naught cos 45 I plus v naught sin 45 j by 2, right? So average velocity, just to divide it, you will get it as v naught cos 45 I plus v naught by 2 sin 45 j. So just I am dividing the denominator to each of that, then this has become 1. In the problem, the v naught is indicated as u, so v naught is equal to u, v naught is equals to u. How to write average velocity? Is simply we will write it as u cos 45, u cos I plus u by 2 sine 45j, which is equals to u cos 45 1 by root 2 I plus u by 2 sine 45 1 by root 2 j. This is called as simple velocity vector, average velocity vector. How to find out mod of average velocity? Simply under root of u by root 2 whole square and u by 2 root 2 whole square. You know very well how to calculate a magnitude of a vector. It's under root of x square x component square plus y component square. Now I'm considering u by root 2 whole square as a common 1. You will get what as 1 and 1 by 2 whole square 1 by 4. Just you understand, you will get it, no issue. U by root 2 outside by square root cancelled, and this is 4 plus 1 5 by 4. 5 by 4 means it is root 5 by 2. So answer is u answer is root 5 u by 2 root 2, which is called as average velocity. Average velocity, which is there in the textbook. I have solved textbook problem only. Next problem. A wind is blowing from south at 5 meters per second. To a cyclist, it appears to be blowing from east at 5 meters per second. Show that the velocity of the cyclist is 5 root 2 meters per second towards the northeast. It's a simple problem, but we need to know the simple directions, what is northeast at all. Here, this is a simple directions: east, west, south, north. Now, what the wind is blowing from south. So this is the wind is blowing from south. So this is positive y direction, which is j vector. Velocity of the wind is equals to 5j 5j meters per second. To a cyclist, it appears to be blowing from east. To a cyclist. So what is that actually? The velocity of the wind with respect to the cyclist. So velocity of the wind with respect to cyclist, which is appear to be coming from east. So it is coming from east. So this is east and this is appear to be coming from east. So this is I vector, this is j vector, and this is minus I vector. So I would write it as minus I meters per second. This is actually two things. Now how to write velocity of the wind with respect to cyclist is velocity of the wind minus velocity of the cyclist. So we need to find out velocity of the cyclist. Just you bring left side, we see VW minus VWC. We see what is VW. VW is 5J minus what is VWC, velocity of the wind with respect to cyclist, is minus phi I. So the velocity of the cyclist vector is phi I plus phi j. The magnitude of the velocity of the cyclist is under root of phi square plus phi square, which is 25 plus 25, 50. Then what you'll get actually, which is 25 into 2 ja, which is simply called as phi root 2 meters per second. Now the other important thing is how to write the direction. See, this is one vector and other two vectors are there. Now the actual wind is coming from east. Now this is the velocity of the wind is this one, and this is called the velocity of the wind with respect to cyclist. What is this? This is called as the velocity of the cyclist. Now what is the angle actually? If you choose this is a theta. Now how to write theta? Theta is equal to Vy, tan theta is equal to Vy by Vx. So theta is equal to tan inverse of Vy by Vx. So theta is equal to tan inverse of Vy component is phi and Vx component is phi. So tan inverse of 1 theta is equal to 45 degrees. From x-axis, which is called as 45 degrees. So this is 45 degrees. What is the meaning of it? This is called as northeast. Now we will write it as northeast direction 5 meters per second. Just you understand and pause the video and you try to understand, you'll get the complete idea on the vectors concept. Now a problem. A person walking 4 meters per second and finds raindrops falling slantwise into his face with a speed 4 meters per second at an angle 35 degrees with the vertical. That actually he feels that 30 degrees with vertical it has been coming. So that actual speed of the raindrops is simply 4 meters per second. Generally you will get that rain is falling down. Rain is falling down. And like a person, we are walking. Now what happens? We feel that the rain is exactly focusing and striking on our face with a 30 degrees, like 40 degrees, whatever it is. This is general idea. Now we need to calculate what is the actual speed of the raindrops is. That has given as 4 meters per second, but we have to show it, right? So like a walking person walking 4 meters per second, right? This is a simple thing, and raindrops are coming with 4 meters per second speed, making 30 degrees with vertical. What is this? This is called as vertical. So this is called as velocity of the rain with respect to person. This is velocity of the person and velocity of the rain with respect to person. This is a simple scenario. Now write the relative velocity concept. velocity of the rain with respect to person is equals to velocity of the rain minus velocity of the person, right? Now we want to calculate velocity of the rain. Vr is equals to Vrp plus Vp. Of course, they are vectors. When you want to go to magnitude, angle is required. Now, how to find out the angle actually? This is a simple vector called as Vp vector, and this is which is can be extended also, which is called as Vrp vector. Now, do not write the angle between this one. This is 30, which is given in the problem. This is obviously 90 degrees as right angle triangle. 90 plus 30, 120, obviously 60, right? Now when you choose this, what is the angle? A 60 is there, total 180, this is 120 degrees. Now I am writing it as here vector called as V, last of the rain with respect to person, Vrp, and this is Vp vector. What is the angle? Angle is 120 degrees. Now the angle between them is 120 degrees. I want to calculate velocity of the rain magnitude, right? So I use parallelogram law of vector to calculate this. Vrp magnitude square Vp square plus 2 Vp cos theta. Magnitude Vr is equals to, now these are the magnitudes, 4 square which is given in the problem, 4 square, Vp which is also 4 square, 2 into 4 into 4 cos, what is angle between the two vectors? 120 degrees. Vr is equal to 16 plus 16. What is that? 4 4s are 16. 2 into 16 into cos 120 minus 1 by 2. So Vr is equals to 16 plus 16 minus 16, which is simply root 16, which is called as 4 meter per second, right? So I conclude that this is actually velocity of the rain, which is equal to 4 meters per second. That actual speed of the raindrop is 4 meters per second. That we have to show that, and we have shown. Another problem, a stone is to the end of the string 80 centimeters long is wheeled in a horizontal circle with a constant speed. If the stone makes 14 revolutions in 25 seconds, what is the magnitude and direction of acceleration of the stone? Simple problem, you need to understand in a clear way. A string is there. A string is there with 80 centimeter long a small stone is tied is makes horizontal circle. This is called as horizontal. Okay, everywhere the radius. Now radius has become 80 centimeter, or you write simply 0.8 meter. If the stone is making 14 revolutions, this is called one revolution. Such like 14 revolutions are made in 25 seconds. Now, what is the time taken for one revolution? The time taken for one revolution is 25 seconds by 14 revolutions. Then that is simply called as time period. And what is the velocity or speed, however? Speed is equal to speed is total distance, which is called as circumference 2 pi r. Total distance is 2 pi r. The time which is completing one cycle or one revolution is t. This is 2 pi r by t. So we have we now r, we know t. So velocity or speed can be easily calculated. It's not the issue. What they asked, what is the magnitude and direction of the acceleration of the stone? You know that this is called centripetal acceleration. Centripetal acceleration is equals to v square by r. What is v actually here? 2 pi r by t whole square by r. A is equals to 4 pi square r square t square r. Now this is acceleration is equals to 4 pi square simply r by t square, right? Now t square, substitute all the values, you will get it as now 4 into 22 by 7 whole square 0.8 meters by t square 25 by 14 whole square. A is equal to 4 into 22 square by 7 square and 0.8 into 14 square by 25 square, right? Now what is this? If you calculate this and using, of course you use calculator, you will get approximately 9.9 meters per second square. Now what is the direction of the acceleration? See, this is a stone with here stone, now sometimes here and here, here stone is here. So it always the acceleration towards center, which is centripetal acceleration. Direction of acceleration is towards the center, towards the center. Now another problem. A particle starts from the origin at t is equal to 0 seconds with velocity of 10.0 j meters per second and moves in the xy plane with constant acceleration of 8.0 I plus 2.0 j meters per second square. Now question starts. At what time is the x coordinate of the particle is 16 meters? at that time same, what is the y coordinate of the particle at that time, and what is the speed of the particle at that time. So see, first starts from origin is there, starts from origin, x naught and y naught are 0, but velocity which is given at t is equals to, at t is equal to 0, the t is equal to 0. Now what is given? Velocity which is called as v naught, which is given 10.0 j meters per second, right? And a constant acceleration is there, which is called as 8.0 I plus 2.0 j. So v naught is given a is given at time t is equal to 0. Of course, at time t is equal to 0, t is equal to 1 2 3 4 seconds, acceleration remains constant. It's not the issue. Now how to calculate the position vector in terms of that? So position vector r of t is equals to v naught t plus of at square. I am not writing x naught or y naught, that are become 0. Simply I am writing position vector. So r of t, or simply r, is equals to v naught t. V naught t means v naught. What is a v naught? 10.0 t j plus of a vector. This is on vector form. You will get vector 8.0 I plus 2.0 j t square. R vector is equals to 10.0 tj plus, what is that? What you will get it as? It's simply 4.0 I t square 2 1, simply it is 1.0 or 1.0 t square j. So shall I write it as xi plus yj, which is called as position vector. Now for what you will write it as 4.0 t square I plus 10.0 t plus 1.0 t square j. So compare, this is, I have simplified it and nothing beyond that. Now x is equals to, here compare on both sides, then what you write it as, x is equals to 4.0 t square, y is equals to 10.0 t plus 1.0 t square. This is 1. Now we'll come to know what exactly the time and all the things. Now we will write it as solution of A. At what time is the x coordinate of the particle is 16 centimeters. Now x coordinate is 16 centimeters. Now we need to calculate time. What is that time? Right? Now see here, t square is equals to 4. Then we'll write t is equal to 2 seconds. T is equals to 2 seconds. Now first A is over. In that A subpart is there. What is the y coordinate at that time? Substitute y coordinate at that time means 10.2 into 2 plus 1.0 into 2 square. What you'll get actually 20.0 plus 4, again 4 4.0. Now y coordinate is equal to 24 meters. Time is there, t is equal to y coordinate is y coordinate 24 meters. The section A is over. Now problem B, what is the speed of the particle at that time? Now we only obtained the position vector. Now how to calculate speed or velocity vector? See, from the position vector, if we want to calculate velocity vector, we need to differentiate or derivate it. The expression is there. This is the expression. We need to derivate it. Then we'll get the simple expression of velocity vector. V is equal to, you know that in the dr by dt, we had seen such type of problems in the third chapter as well as fourth chapter. Now, how to write this one? V is equal to d by dt of 10.0 t j plus 4.0 t square plus 1.0 t square j. So here 4.0 t I is left out. No, simply we need to differentiate. Now what you will get? It's a simply tt means 10t means differentiation of this one simply 10.0 j plus this is, it is becoming 2 in, because t square differentiation 2t, so 2 into 2 8 2 into 4.0 8.0 t I plus 2.0 t j. So velocity vector which is equals to 8.0 t I plus 2.0 t plus 10.0 j. Right. Now substitute t is equal to 2 seconds. What you will get? Which is simply I am writing 16i t is equal to 16i 10 plus 2 into 2 here, which is simply called 14j. This is called as velocity vector. Now how to find out magnitude of that? Magnitude of that is, well, simply you understand 16 square plus 14 square, you will get it as 256 plus approximately 196, so which is 452. If we calculate it, which is called as 21.26 meters per second. Here don't confuse with this. We have taken first a generalization of position vector and generalization of the velocity vector, and see that I have not substituted like v naught x or ax, simply with the vector form. Of course we obtained the vector form only, right? So this is also itself indicates velocity vector. This is velocity, sorry, position. This indicates position vector. I cap is there, j cap is there. Now this is called x coordinate, this is called y coordinate. That's what I have separated x and y. From that slowly we obtain what the time exactly and what is at that time what is the y coordinate. Now this is simply derivation. We obtained a velocity vector from the position vector as 16I plus 14j. The magnitude x y vx square component plus vy square component under root. So we obtained this one. Thank you. These are the simple problems. You practice the problems and so you see the textbook and your unknown problems, slowly understand it. And the previous videos, pause the video and you will and come to understand slowly. So you will not learn all the things in one day. Slowly, one by one, you will come to know the concepts. Thank you.